Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Everquest Old School. I'm AC Gamer, and I am here with three very good friends. We have Quartz, Cypher Deck.
Hey yo!
You forgot who's here.
I was like, who do I introduce first? Because I've been trying to
He
make
had
sure
a-
everybody goes,
He had a senior moment.
which actually happens quite a bit. I haven't done any videos in the last week and a half, so I'm a little rusty. I do apologize for that, but we do have Cypher Deck playing his, tune.
Part of bone.
Another brain fart there. My brain's just not working, guys. You're actually playing
AKA
Mana Battery,
the Mana Battery.
which is kind of a cool name for a guild. Now, how many people were in that with you?
Me.
Just you?
Yeah, I created for this character specifically.
You should only invite bards into that guild.
Oh,
Let's
of course.
see how many
so
you
it's
get.
the only people allowed. Also, I go to places where there's going to be porters, and I say, "How's your mana?" And all you have to do is invite me.
Right? And you don't charge them or anything? You're just helping them out?
No, and usually they ask me if I need a port after they get done. Yeah, actually I do.
Nice. They trade in services. I have seen people do that in zones like Lower Guck. Well, somebody will trade, Clarity for, regen or something along those lines.
Yep.
We got Chupa playing his shaman.
Hey everybody.
And his character's pretty uber. Like, his guy is very, very well outfitted. And playing a lizard helps with that regen. Have you noticed a difference?
Well, I haven't played any other character for a shaman before. I've never played a shaman until this guy. So I honestly don't know. I mean, I would imagine there's a difference between this and barbarian or an ogre.
Well, I see most people go with the barbarian. I've seen a few ogres, but not too many of them. I'm not quite sure if that has to do with their size or maybe other reasons.
I honestly think I've seen more ogres than anything else.
Really? So I've never seen any.
They're all raiding.
Yeah, probably. There. If you want to see ogres, go to Kale when what's his name is up, and you'll see tons of ogres sitting there at the zone line just waiting.
Yep, waiting for Avatar War pop.
Right behind that imaginary start line.
Yep. Because they can run through the entire zone, I think, right? Relzek.
I think you start with decent faction as an ogre, but I think you have to improve it a little bit, don't you, with the Avatar? Because the Avatar still hates everybody, or I might be wrong on that one.
That's cool if the Avatar does. I mean, because they want the FT anyways, so. But I don't know if they can get to the Avatar with no issues or not. I don't know. I'm curious because I do see a lot of level 1s out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know with mine when I had to go turn in for my cleric, cleric pieces, I had to kind of strafe the side of that room, and even with him not up, you actually have to shrink down so you don't get aggro, and then you have to jump up the stairs, and that was the most frightening thing ever, because you don't know when Invis is going to fade, and there's a lot of stairs, and you don't have enough stamina to get up all those stairs without stopping.
Excuse me.
So you do like 6 stairs, and then you have to literally sit down and wait for your stamina to go back up, hoping that your invis doesn't fade in the meantime. And yeah, it was pretty stressful.
That's why I love watching gnomes in that zone when we go for raids.
It is a giant zone.
They can't get up the stairs. The same thing. They have to jump.
And then stop and kind of invigor up. There's a few cleric spells I believe that you can give somebody more stamina. I think the warrior gets one too, like his breastplate, invigorator.
Yeah, the cobalt breastplate has invigorate on it. Yep.
Hey, I'm back.
Welcome back. So have you guys been playing any other games lately?
Yes.
Permadeath EverQuest.
That is another game in its own right, isn't it?
I've been playing games that
It
have
is.
nothing to do with EQ.
What have you been playing lately, Ter?
Resident Evil.
Silent Hill.
Oh, so that's right. Yeah.
And Resident Evil.
You always play Resident Evil. You love that.
Also got Bully Scholarship Edition. I'm excited to play that one.
I remember seeing that one
nice.
when it first came out, but I never played it. Now, can you describe to people out there like me, what kind of game is it?
It's basically GTA set in a prep school.
So you can like steal cars, or is it more like kind of you just run around beating up other kids and stealing a bunch of money?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some gameplay, and yeah, you can beat up other kids. It seems like you can stand toe-to-toe with, like, other bullies or something. Or maybe it's, like, more like on the lines of standing up to the bullies.
Right.
There's, like, you can go to class and, like, either do well or suck, and you can get items from doing that, and you can, like, do little quests around the school and the area. You can even beat up Santa.
Well, what kind of items are you getting?
Yes.
Are you getting new armor, new weapons, or is it like RPG kind of mixed in there with it?
No, it's more like just, aesthetic things. Like, you can unlock t-shirts and hats and stuff. And
So you're not getting like brass knuckles and baseball bats and shivs and...
I think you can get stuff that you can use as weapons, but I'm not sure if you get it through going to class.
That would be kind of a weird reward
Like-
from a teacher.
Yeah, like, here, son, you have a BB gun.
Some brass knuckles for you for doing so great on that test. Do you beat up the teachers as well? Is that kind of a thing that you can do, or like that's crossing the line for them?
I don't think so.
It sounds like an interesting
Sorry.
game. No, that's all right. Sounds like an interesting game. I do know it did fairly well. Like, a lot of people liked it. Have you got...
It just seemed like a really funny game, so I got it during the Steam sale.
Yeah, they had some really good sales about a couple weeks ago. Have you gotten very far into it?
I haven't even installed it yet.
Oh, okay. You have to let us know how it goes. And you're pretty big into the survival horror games. Are there any other ones kind of coming down the pipeline that you're looking at to play, or?
I bought the Stalker series. Of course, that's not really a new game.
Tell us a little bit about that one.
I don't really know much about it, but judging by the reviews, like, it's a little more random, and it's not really a spray and pray kind of game. You kind of have to be precise in, like, your aiming and stuff, and I've heard that there are monsters that can, like, get pretty scary.
Oh, so you're not just fighting other people, you're actually going after animals, too.
Or some kind of mutants or something. I don't know, it's supposed to be set in, like...
Post-apocalyptic?
Yeah, basically, like, former Soviet states.
Ah, okay.
Like,
Chernobyl.
like Chernobyl, and... I don't know how you say it, like... I say it Pripyat. I have no idea if I'm saying that right. I don't even know where that's supposed to be. But... yeah, it's like a post-apocalyptic open sandbox game.
It sounds kind of cool. I mean, is it got rooted? Alright. Fight you where you're at, punk. Yeah, games that are set over in Russia, especially when it comes to, like, the radiation and everything they got going on over there, they're hit and miss. I played one that was kind of a survival horror one, and it didn't really have any of the horror, and the survival part wasn't all that enjoyable. But I played some other ones out there, and man, they can have some really good games. It's definitely one of those sets like World War II. If they do it right, it can be really cool. But I don't know. You'll have to wait and see and tell us how that one turns out as well. A lot of games you guys are talking about that I've never really played.
Apparently, Nonal got Amnesia: The Dark Descent, but he's too much of a pussy to play it.
Well, he's been going pretty hardcore into Friday the 13th.
I saw on his Steam he played like an hour of it. I don't think he's played it again since then.
You think this is too scary?
I told him, if he needs me to hold his hand and walk him through it. Even though it's been a while since I played it, I don't remember all of it, but...
Definitely a creepy game.
That's a pretty horror game.
I've tried a couple of those horror games where that's all you get is a flashlight.
That's basically what Amnesia is.
And the flashlight always seems to go out on you when you get close to an enemy.
You've gotta get oil for your lamp. Otherwise, you'll run out and you won't have any light,
So you only use it sparingly so that you can save it for when you really want it.
basically. I mean, you can also get tinder boxes and light up candles in the room, but you mainly want the oil. Can you kill this guy?
Nah, I was gonna let keep going.
I see that.
I switched over. I was like, oh, they got a dot on that or something, right? Like a 2%, he'll die. There we go.
Negative.
Okay, I'm putting a dot on this one.
Well, you don't have to.
Therefore, you'll have no doubts.
Oh.
I usually kill him all the way, but this guy kind of spawned right next to him, and that belly and those nipples, gets to me.
No, but I was telling the guys earlier before I think you were on. I don't know, were you here when I was talking about Donald's Friday the 13th stream? Like the one that I was actually watching? And I kept harassing him the whole way through. And like the time that I went AFK, and so therefore I wasn't there to harass him, he did poorly. Like more poorly than usual. So I think there's something to me harassing him.
Yeah, it probably made him want to do a little bit better than he was doing before. I've seen a couple of his videos, and they're pretty cool.
I think my harassment gives him powers.
The one that I watched when he first started out, his very first run through, he died within like 30 seconds. And he's like, I was doing good until I started the video. So yeah, maybe he needs that extra little push sometimes, but oh man, it looks hard. That game can be really rough if you get the wrong person as Freddy.
He's always like the first one to die.
Or Jason.
And the thing that was funny about it is that when I was AFK and he did more poorly than usual, he was playing Jason. And Jason is OP in that game.
He is.
He only killed one person out of 8.
Wow. Yeah, I've seen him play Jason as well when he goes to the car and he puts down the traps, and yeah, I saw at the very end of that video he was looking for people. He couldn't find anybody, and he just spent like 10 minutes floating around, going to different buildings, and nobody was anywhere. And I'm like, they gotta be a better way for you to find another player if you're playing the bad guy, right?
Donald just needs me there.
11% to go.
He needs me there telling him that he sucks.
I'm sure the other players appreciate it though. They're like, yeah, he doesn't got that mojo right now. Because it's super rare for you to escape, so I'm sure it feels really good when you get somebody who's not that great at it, and let you all get out in the car together.
Like the first match that I actually watched, like they got in the car and left without him.
He has said that a couple of times. He's like, okay, I got the battery. I'll take it out to the car. And he's like, watch, by the time I get back with the gas, they're going to already they've taken off. Oh, wow. Okay, I got a couple repops on the way back, so I got 3 coming.
Or I think he died before they drove off, but they were going to leave without him, so...
It's cool to see, though, that once you get in the car, it's not like it's automatic. You literally have to drive that car out. And some people are horrible with it. They were just bad, and they just never make it. Never make it. Oh, here we go. This guy should be easy. Definitely faster than the rest, though. He was on there once trolling some kids on one of his videos. Must have been like teenagers, and he's like, hey, come be my friends. He's playing Jason. He's like, hey, come be my friend.
That would be pretty scary.
Well, they were taking him serious. Like, he was like, just come give me a hug. And he's like, I'm not giving you a hug. You're Jason. He's like, no, it's all right. I won't hurt you. He made a pact with one of them, and he's like, I'll let you out the window. Just tell me where your friend is. And the other guy's like, yeah, you're going to kill me anyways. He's like, no, look, I'll run over here. And he's like, just tell me where your friend is. And so the guy told him where his friend was, and he left the window, but he tried to attack him. And he was like, see, you broke the pact, man, so now I'm going after you. Oh, man.
That's
mind games
funny.
on these dudes.
It's funny he said that to them because Jason actually does have a bear hug kill attack. Where he basically gives you a great big old bear hug and it like breaks your back.
See, I haven't seen that one yet. I did see where he was playing it with the son, and they were like, oh, get the lawn chair, get the lawn... Like, there's a special move you can get him to the lawn chair. and they hadn't seen it yet, or at least he hadn't done it himself yet. So it's kind of cool that they have different moves based off of the equipment or the items or the surrounding areas that you're on. You can bang them into a tree or kind of rip them apart.
Hey guys, FYI, just a quick heads up. There's a mage in the other cave next to us.
Mm-hmm.
He has to go AFK for a little bit. He's going to swing by over here and stand at the front of our cave, so that way we can make sure he doesn't die.
Oh, okay.
As much as possible. I mean, if he dies, we'll figure something out. But
yeah, I got my cleric.
If he dies, I was gonna say his cleric is right here.
Perfect. Yeah, because he was like, can you keep the cave clear? I'm like, I don't know if we can do that because we're pulling from different areas and our cave isn't even broken up correctly. So
I've been pulling from outside, so I think we can pull from that area.
You're pulling from everywhere, so I think we're good.
You guys be okay if I bind here and port myself to Missy to sell?
Yeah.
Please. You want some of my stuff, or are you full?
I'm full.
Okay.
That's why I'm going. Got nothing left.
Yeah, to be honest, once you guys get your mana back, this is pretty easy camp. It's only once we get like 6 or 7 at one time that really drains you guys down.
Yeah, speaking of mana, I haven't been canning. I'm like 20%.
And you're full life. I was like, oh, you must be doing pretty well with your mana.
I'm just not paying attention.
Change back to my other haste because this one is just messing up so much.
It's fizzling, not taking.
Yeah.
Well, it is a brand new one. Do you think maybe you just have to up your skill, or?
No, my skills are maxed. My scene and my brass are maxed.
That happens to well, even on Athlar. I mean, that happens to me all the time. Whenever I get new spells, it fizzles more often than the older ones do for some reason. I don't understand that.
I mean, I had to cast it 5 times to finally get it to actually stick.
Wow. That never really happened to my cleric. The only thing I do notice on the cleric, though, is if it's a weird thing, it may just be my imagination, but if I'm anywhere near water, it seems like I fizzle a lot more often, like next to a beach, over an oasis, killing specters, that kind of thing. Again, could be my imagination, but it does seem like I fizzle a lot more next to water. And something you can give a shot to and let me know if there's any credence to it. If you fizzle, if you stop, don't try to recast immediately. Stop for about 5 seconds and then cast again. Your chances of fizzling seem to be a lot less. And
but on a bard, it's a completely different thing. You're trying to get it to make sure you have those 4 songs up all the time.
Right. I'm just saying, on a cleric, when you cast a heal, it takes so much mana that if you fizzle complete heal 4 times in a row, you pretty much cost yourself the amount of mana it costs to cast that complete heal. So I'd rather wait like 5 seconds before trying again, just to be absolutely safe that I broke that little fizzle chain.
Sounds like if you're having problems next to water, then you've maddened the Ocean Lord, Praxis.
Maybe. There might be something to it. I haven't gotten to catch keep yet, so maybe we just haven't, satisfied the underwater lords with sacrifices.
Hey guys. I'm gonna drop call real quick. I need to talk to somebody about something. I'll join the call back in a minute though.
Alright, man.
Back in a few.
Alright.
So this is gonna be interesting when I pull past this guy.
Yeah, because it's probably going to hit him, and his pet's going to wreck face.
Well, it just means I'm going to have to get aggro before I pull past him now, because I was just pulling straight up body pulls.
Oh, yeah, that's no problem there.
Well, I did. My weapon procced right as soon as I hit him.
I made so for the permadeath thing, I have my primary character, which I record, and my secondary character. And I ended up making a erudite mage who follows Praxis. And I go around teaching people of the word of Praxis, and I was working on the Stein of Magix quest and everything, and he ended up dying, so I decided that I was going to create a character on my primary account that was the exact same thing. So I ended up spending 11k on him, got the robe of the underfoot, got the shield that I wanted, everything. and I also have 2 TOV pieces to put on them. So,
See, it's so cool though that when you get into a character, when you come up with a backstory or roleplay aspect to it, it tends to enhance your enjoyment of that class more than it would any other way.
I have like 13 macros now for him. One whenever he summons a pet, one for whenever he gets rid of a pet. Also to thank people for like whenever I've made sales in EC Commons or whenever I got a port, I'd bless the people with the clean waters of Praxis. Just things like that.
Yeah, you can't get enough of that this game. I really wish more people would roleplay. I say that not having roleplayed myself on this server yet, so I'm with all of you guys out there who haven't done it, and I wish I would kind of get more into it. I wanted to do that with this guy, just because an ogre is so easy to do. You kind of have a little bit of broken English. You talk about eating people a lot or sitting on them, and I wanted to sit in front of the bank. I don't see the bank being as populated or as visited as it used to be on live when the game first came out. Like, everybody was always in front of the bank for some reason. People were always going back there. Nowadays, I never see anybody at the bank. Nobody goes to the bank.
I remember a lot of the first trades that I ever did was closer to the bank than actually in East Commons.
I mean, people were using East Commons back on live when I was there too, but I think the bank was equally as trafficked in every city as East Commons is. Maybe it's just more people. Or maybe just people weren't familiar with what they should hold on to. That could have been something to it as well. So you held on to everything, so you just had bank space filled up, and you had to go in there every so often and figure out what you're going to keep this week and what you're not.
Yeah, I know. Well, a lot of people kept their merchandise stuff in the bank as well, so it just made it easier that way.
That's why I think about with Pantheon, and some of the newer games that have come out, mainly single-player ones. When you pick stuff up, it will let you know that it's junk. Like, it will say, "Oh, this is only useful to sell to a vendor to make a little bit of cash," or something along those lines, so that you don't hang on to it. But Everquest, not only did it not give you stats or descriptions on the junk stuff, it didn't give you really stats or descriptions on some of the really good stuff either. If you look at a spell when you first buy it, it doesn't tell you what it does. You're lucky it tells you how much mana it costs to cast that spell. I mean, the descriptions on them are so horrible. But that was kind of a cool thing, too, because it forced you to figure things out on your own, which got you into the habit of paying attention to how spells work, how the mob reacts to certain spells, because you weren't just being handed it to them. And once you got that, as a habit, you started figuring other things out that you probably wouldn't have paid attention to had you not gone down that route.
Yeah.
And I see it with you guys all the time, talking about the ways to solo and the ways to, cast one spell over another, or go into certain mobs because they react a certain way. It just comes down to so much in-depth characterization to the enemies and to your own tune that you don't see in too many other games out there. There's so much detail. I don't know where they got the time to put that in there, but they had some really hardcore game masters from Dungeons and Dragons. I think those guys must have played a lot of D&D to know the stats as well as they did. Now, starting to kind of get into that a little bit myself with the game that I'm creating. I finally got all the plugins in. I still have maybe one or two that I'm kind of tinkering around with that maybe we'll put in there, later in the game. But for now, everything's in there. My fishing is working. My mining's working. And the level build is almost completely done. I say I'm probably about 2, maybe less months away from releasing the demo, so that people can try it out and tell me what they think. The one thing I'm working on now is the combat. I haven't really done too much with the combat yet, so it's interesting to see how, where do I start the strength off? Do I want to go up real slow? Do I want certain tunes to be a certain class? Where do I go with that? Is a warrior going to have the most strength, or does he have the most hit points? Do I go with another class like a berserker who has more strength and attacks faster, or maybe has a higher regen? Like, there's so many directions you can go. It kind of has me at a loss right now because I don't want to copy like EverQuest straight up. I don't want to copy Final Fantasy games that I've played in the past. I want to do something unique, but everything's been done to some extent. So I don't know. It's gonna take me a little while to get my head around it. But looking at how much detail they put into this one just gives me a measuring bar that's very set really high. I don't know if I'll ever be able to actually get to that point.
Yeah, I think they did really good with this game. I don't like where they've taken it on live, but I think what they did to get it to where it's at right now was really well done.
It's a new team. Like they, back in the day, the guys who made the original EverQuest, I guess either they left or they got fired. I heard different stories. Some of them mass quit, and some of them got mass fired. And well, they did change companies, but I mean, as far as like the people who actually worked there, I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't tell you for sure what happened. But either way, they were no longer there. They lost those people, and so they did go in a completely and totally different direction. Some people liked it. There's still people on live right now to this day that absolutely love that game, and Agnar seems like it's doing fairly well. Although I have seen and heard some, troubling things about it. But what server out there doesn't have some negatives to go with it? This one does too. You run into some bad people every once in a while. My luck and my experience with this game on this server have been phenomenal. I think maybe if I'm lucky, I can point out 2 or 3 experiences that have been negative overall in my entire time on this server. That's like 2-3 years now, so. I don't know about the rest of you guys. What's your experience been like?
Check games. Sorry, I'm trying to take care of guild stuff without being on a guild character.
Alright. We got 2 incoming here in a minute once the tunes find their way down that long hallway. There we go. There comes the one. Let's see how close am I to the level. Ooh, not far, guys. Not far. If I hadn't actually opened up that bar to, or opened up that window to take a look at it, we might have leveled without even realizing. So maybe not this guy, maybe 3 or 4 more guys. Like, there's a little space between the blue bar and the end of the line, and it's level 40. So level 40 is a hell level. Yeah, it could take a little bit. Oh man, I can't believe I'm getting past level 40 already. It's gonna be nice. Get up to level 45.
I can't believe I even got level 40 on this character.
Oh man, I just dinged, baby. Just dinged.
Congrats.
41. Yeah, it'd be nice when I can get them up to raids. Level 46. I know I wasn't paying attention, but you guys can rewind it if you want to see what my hit points went from and what they went up to from level 40 to 41. The same thing with the AC. That will go up slightly. Although I believe your skills play a role in that, right? Or no? Like the parry and the dodge. They won't really show in any of those stats, I don't think.
I'll know. Oh, hello.
You got pop?
Yeah, Eddie behind me.
I gotta go back.
Yep.
But guys, we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. I definitely want to thank you guys for coming out and joining us. Hopefully I will be able to keep up the schedule of 1 video every day. Although I did recently start a new job about a month and a half ago now. And, things have been going on in my real life that have kind of prevented me. Those of you who've been watching some of my streams may have saw a little bit of that on the last one. Yeah, but I'm going to try to keep up with the schedule, and if I don't, just, the channel's not going down or anything like that. We're not slow in it if we can help it. but you know, things do happen from time to time. As always, guys, I want to thank you. I'm AC Gamer. I'm here with CypherTech.
Hey.
We got Terrafina.
Bye bye.
And we got the ever loving Chupacabra. You know, I'm not gonna say the other way. Yeah. He's on a phone call.
I'll do it. Chupacabra.
And yeah, till next time. Hey guys, and welcome to the disembodied voice of AC Gamer. We are definitely going to be doing a lot more series in the future, but here are a few of them that you guys might find interesting. Of course, you're more than welcome to check them out. I would love to hear your comments. Again, if you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. It's definitely the indicator that I use to tell if you guys want to see more videos like that, of that particular game style, of that series in the long run. So when you guys leave comments down, it helps me decide whether we should keep doing it, as well as whether you want to see games like that in the future. And here are a few of them right here. I kind of picked out a few of different genres. We will be doing spotlights for other YouTubers in the future. So if you want to get a little shout out, definitely let me know. If you group with me, chances are you will get a shout out in here eventually. But for now, these are just 4 series that I have that I feel like could use a little bit more attention, and that you guys might actually enjoy as well. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we will definitely catch you all next time.